WhyGuru, 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 WhyGuru. 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 WhyGuru, 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 WhyGuru. मैं नाही कछ हो नाही किछ आहि न मोरा, अवसर लज्जा राख ले हो सदना जन तोरा। WhyGuru, 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 WhyGuru. वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह. Sangat ji, we're very blessed to be here in the century of the King of Kings, Tan Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. And Sangat ji, it's really nice to see everybody. It's really nice to have such great Sangat of each other. Sangat ji, Guru Arjan Dev Sahib ji have beautifully explained the spiritual essence of each month within the Sikh calendar in the Bani of Baraha Mahamanj, which is what we're here to talk about today. And each month is so special because each month reflects the inner state, the inner condition of our mind. Sangat ji, we're currently in the month of Maagh, which is from mid-January to mid-February. But what is the significance of this month? Why have we gathered here today to talk about this month? What's so special about this month? Sangat ji, the month of Maagh is a reminder that liberation from the cycle of birth and death is still possible even after we make loads and loads of mistakes. Even after we make so many mistakes, nobody's perfect, but even then, liberation is still possible. Sometimes these mistakes, they weigh us down. Sometimes we feel that these mistakes are unforgivable. But no matter how much we've fallen, this month is a reminder that our Guru never turns their back on us. It's a reminder that our Guru feels our pain. It's a reminder that our Guru knows exactly what we're going through in this life. It's a reminder that it's never too late to come back. Sangat ji, the sakhi of the Chalih Mukte is a prime example of this. Who here has heard about the Chalih Mukte before? It's going to be interactive, by the way. So we're going to interact with each other. Raise your hand. A little bit, or you've heard it in details? A little bit. Okay. So Sangat ji, in 1704, the Anandpur Sahib Killa, the fortress of Anandpur Sahib, was surrounded by the hill Raje, the hill kings, and the Mughal army for 8 months. For 8 months, there's nothing, no food was allowed to enter. For 8 months, the Gursikhs were fighting fearlessly from inside the fort. Food is starting to run out. The Gursikhs are resorting to just taking barks off of trees, cooking them and eating them. It got to that point. Things got very desperate. For 8 months, they were fighting fearlessly. But some of the Sikhs, they were starting to see no hope. some of the Sikhs were feeling that if they stay within the fort, they're going to die. Because they saw even the mightiest battle horses, the mightiest elephants who used to do Chaur Sahib to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they saw them die before their eyes from the pain of hunger. And they thought to themselves, if these mightiest battle horses and elephants are dying, what chance do we have of survival? Maybe if we leave the fort, then maybe we might survive. But if we stay in the fort, we're definitely going to die from the pain of hunger. So some of the Sikhs, they gather together. They go to Mata Gujar Kaur Ji and they request Mata Gujar Kaur Ji to talk to Guru Gobind Singh Ji and tell him to surrender. They said, let go of this. Let's leave the fort. Let's surrender to the Hill Raje, because there might be a chance, if we surrender, that we might survive. But if we stay here, the hunger, the pain of hunger is so much. They haven't eaten for 8 months. We're surely going to die. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they hear their plea and they say, just wait for a few weeks. It's just a matter of a few weeks. Just wait. Things are going to change. The situation's going to change. And the Singhs that came with the plea, they thought to themselves, I cannot even bear, even a moment I cannot think about not having food, let alone waiting for a few weeks. What is few weeks? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? We don't know. We waited for 8 months. Nothing has changed. What's few weeks going to do? Their faith started to waver. They said, Guruji, please let us leave. Please give us the permission to leave this fort. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, you can go. As these Singhs, there weren't just 40 Singhs, by the way, there were way more than 40 Singhs that left the fort. As these Singhs, they're making their way out of the Anandpur Sahib Killa, the Hill Raja and the Mughal army, they don't attack them, because they want the people, the Gursikhs that are inside the fort, they want them to see their brothers leave so that they lose hope as well and they decide to leave as well. But nobody decided to leave Guru Gobind Singh Ji in the middle of the battle. The Singhs went back to their villages. They went back to their families. The families are welcoming them. They're saying, what happened? Tell us everything. How did Guru Gobind Singh Ji win this epic battle? You're back. That means Guru Gobind Singh Ji must have won. They must have obtained victory. Tell us everything. We're so excited. We heard so many things about this battle. We heard that Anandpur Sahib Killa was surrounded by the Hill Raja and the Mughal army for 8 months. We know that. We heard that. No food was allowed to enter. How did you survive? What did you do? Tell us everything. The Singhs, they put their heads down and they say, we left Guru Gobind Singh Ji in the middle of the battlefield. But we got permission from them, but we left them. They said, if we stayed there, you would have had to come into the Killa and collect our dead bodies. You know what the families said? The mothers, the fathers, the wives, the children of these Singhs. They said, we would have preferred to have come to the Killa and collect your dead bodies than you coming back to us. You've brought shame. How did you leave your Guru? How did you leave our Guru in the middle of the battle when they needed you the most? The Singhs, they felt shameful. The pain of separation from Guru Gobind Singh Ji was immense. Sangat Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji tell us, we go through so many different pains in this life. Dukha Vishoda. One type of pain that we go through in this life is of Vichoda. Vichoda meaning separation from our loved ones. When our loved ones pass away, that is an immense, excruciating pain that is unbearable. But what is far worse than this pain is the pain of separation from our Guru. When we turn our backs to our Guru, we don't find peace anywhere in this world or the world after. That pain is even far more unbearable. Is far more excruciating. So these Singhs are feeling this pain of separation from their Guru. And they hear stories. They went back to their villages in Majha. They hear stories of what happened to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. They hear that they have no home. They left the Anandpur Sahib Killa. They have no home. They have no family left. Everybody attained Shahidi. They don't even have their falcon anymore, their Baj anymore. They're walking through the jungles, their shoes have torn apart. They're walking through the jungles barefoot. There are thorns that are piercing through Guru Gobind Singh Ji's feet as they're walking through the jungles. Blood is flowing from their feet. Feeling ashamed, There were about 150 to 200 Singhs that got together. They said, no, we need to do something. We need to go to Guru Gobind Singh Ji and ask for forgiveness. We cannot just leave it like this. We have to do something. So they make their way to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, who were starting to reform the Khalsa, get the weapons together, because when Wazir Khan found out that Guru Gobind Singh Ji is still alive, he wanted to go into battle with Guru Gobind Singh Ji and defeat them. But little did he know, he cannot defeat Akal Purkh themselves. Guru Gobind Singh Ji are getting ready for the battle. 150 to 200 Singhs, they start to come towards Guru Gobind Singh Ji. The Jathedar, the chief of that group, he comes to Guru Gobind Singh Ji and he says, Guruji, I've come here to give you advice. I've got all these connections in Lahore. Leave all this. Become peaceful again. Leave this battle. You lost everything already as it is. You lost your home. You lost your family. So many Singhs got shaheed, got martyred in the Battle of Chamkaur. There's a lot of blood that has already been spilled. Leave it now. Just become peaceful. Don't go into battle. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they were listening quietly, but when they heard the chief, the Jathedar of this group say all these things, their eyes got red. They came into Bir Ras. Bir Ras is different from anger. Anger is uncontrollable. It can go in any direction, but Bir Ras is controlled. It's fearless courage. Guru Gobind Singh Ji come into Bir Ras and they say, where were you and your connections when Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji were sitting on a burning hot plate in Lahore? Where were you and your connections when my father Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji attained Shaheedi in Chandni Chowk? Where were you and your connections when we were attacked from the back upon leaving the Anandpur Sahib Kila? Where were you and your connections when the Singhs attained Shaheedi? They got bullets go into their chatti, into their chest. They had teer go into their chatti, in their chest. They attained Shaheedi. Where were you and your connections when the Vadde Sahibzade got Shaheedi? Where were you and your connections when two most innocent children were bricked alive and their throats were slit open? Where were you then? Odo tani to kuch kiya? Then you didn't say anything. Now you come to me and you're saying, leave all this? Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, I'm preparing for a battle. Je tu aana tha aa. Otherwise, do whatever you want. If you want to come, then come. Otherwise, do whatever you like. The Jathedar, he said, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, we cannot keep on going on like this. In his ego, he didn't want to surrender his mind. In his ego, he said, we cannot be these types of Sikhs. We cannot keep on going on like this. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, if that's the case, then write on a piece of paper that I'm not your Guru and you're not my Sikh. This was when the Badava was written. And this history is recorded in by Bhai Ratan Singh Panguji. And we can read this history. It's recorded by a great historian. This is when the Badava was written, that I'm not your Guru, you're not my Sikh. The Jathedar signed it on behalf of all of the 150, 200 Sikhs, the Singhs. They wrote a Badava. Guru Gobind Singh Ji took the piece of paper, put it in their Kamra Kasa, and they went their way, planning, strategizing for the battle against Wazir Khan. Mai Pa Kaur Ji, also known as Mai Pa Guji, they were blessed with Amrit in 1699, so they became Mai Pa Kaur Ji. They find out about this Badava, and they call out to all the Singhs. They're saying, are you okay? What are you doing? What were you thinking? In our today's terms, are you okay? What were you thinking? There's a Mughal army coming on one hand. On the other hand, Guru Gobind Singh Ji have lost their home, lost their family. So many Singhs have gotten Shaheed. And you've given a Badava? You said to our Guru that you're not my Guru and we're not your Sikh anymore? Why? How are you going to live your life like this? Ghar jaake keda muh dikhaonge tusi? Your family is going to be so ashamed of you. You're going to feel so ashamed for the rest of your life. Leave all this and let's go and fight the Mughal army before they even reach Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Because then we might have a chance of forgiveness. Guruji might forgive us. Amongst them was Bhai Maha Singh Ji. Bhai Maha Singh Ji were shook. They thought to themselves and they said to the Singhs, Asi karan ki aaye si, asi kar ki litta. Asi ta aaye si ki apni bhulla bakshaun vaste. We had come to get forgiveness for the mistakes of leaving the Anandpur Killa when Guruji needed us the most. We came to ask for forgiveness, but what have we done instead? Asi kar ki litta. We've officially written that you're not my Guru anymore, Guru Gobind Singh Ji. We've officially signed that paper. They said, this is not right. If we turn our backs on our Guru now, we're not going to find peace anywhere. Not in this world, not in the world after. We're not going to find peace anywhere. We have to make this right. So they took a city Sahib, they drew a line on the ground, and they said, whoever is ready to fight in the battle against Wazir Khan, cross this line. 40 Singhs came forward, 40 Singhs in total crossed that line, and those are the Singhs that fought in the battle of Muktsar Sahib, and those are the Singhs that became liberated. My Pa, Kaur Ji, and these 40 Singhs, they fought in the battle of Khidrana. Khidrana was the location that it was known as first, then it was known as Sri Muktsar Sahib. They fought fearlessly. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they find out about this battle. The battle has come to an end. The Singhs have attained Shahidi. There's a few Singhs that might still be alive. Guru Gobind Singh Ji come to the battlefield. Imagine, what do they see? Bama kite ne, latta kite ne. Arms with the kade in their wrists are on one hand, on one side. Legs with the kashere are on the other side. Guruji start to cry. Tears are starting to flow down their eyes. And mind you, Guru Gobind Singh Ji didn't even cry once when their father attained Shahidi. Guru Gobind Singh Ji didn't even shed one tear when their Char Sahibzade attained Shahidi. They didn't even shed the littlest amount of tear when their mother, Mata Gujar Kaur Ji, attained Shahidi. But they're crying now. Why? Why are they crying now? Who for? They're crying because their sons who left Anandpur Sahib Killa one day, they've come back. They're crying out of happiness. Mera Singh wapas aa gaya. All my sons that had left me, they've come back. They're crying out of happiness. And look how they came back, in what form. They all attained Shahidi. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they find Bhai Maha Singh Ji lying on the ground, fighting for their last breaths. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they sit down. They put their knees down, and they put the head of Bhai Maha Singh Ji upon their knees, and tears are flowing down their eyes. Bhai Maha Singh Ji's face is covered with blood, but Guru Gobind Singh Ji's tears are flowing down onto the face of Bhai Maha Singh Ji, and as the tears are flowing down, Guru Gobind Singh Ji are cleaning the blood off of Bhai Maha Singh Ji's face. How blessed is that soul who's lying in the lap of Akal Purkh themselves? How blessed is that soul who's getting so much pyar, so much love from Guru Gobind Singh Ji? Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they ask, they say, are you my Maha Singh? Maha Singh opens his eyes and he sees Guruji's face. And Maha Singh, he says, no, Guruji, how can you still call me yours? How can you still call me yours? I've made so many mistakes. I left you when you needed me the most. I've written this Badava that I'm not your Sikh, you're not my Guru. I made so many mistakes. How can you still call me yours? I'm not worthy of you. I don't deserve you, Guru Gobind Singh Ji. How can you still call me yours? Sangat Ji, we often think that when we make mistakes, those mistakes cannot be forgiven. The weight of those mistakes weigh us down. We feel that we cannot come into the Sangat anymore. We feel that we cannot come to the Gurdwara Sahib anymore. We feel that we cannot even face our Guru anymore because of the weight of those mistakes. But this month is a reminder that our Guru feels our pain. This month is a reminder that our Guru forgives us if we come with a pure heart. Bhai Maha Singh Ji had that pure heart. Bhai Maha Singh Ji say, Ramayya, Haun barak tera. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, I'm your barak, I'm your child. Kahe na khandas avgan mera? Will you take away all the mistakes I've made that have taken me farther away from you? Will you forgive me, Guru Gobind Singh Ji? Bhai Maha Singh Ji, they go on to say, Sut aparadh karat hai jete. Just like a son makes so many mistakes. Sut aparadh karat hai jete. Janani cheet na rakhas dete. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, just like a son that makes so many mistakes, but the mother doesn't hold those mistakes in her mind, doesn't hold it against her son. Guruji, are you going to keep my mistakes in your mind? Are you going to hold my mistakes in your mind? Or are you going to forgive me? Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they say, Maha Singh, jadon puchi liya to sun vi hun. Je at krop kare kar taya. Even if the son gets angry and runs away from the mother, tapi cheet na rakhas maya. Even then the mother doesn't hold that mistake in her mind. Even then the mother forgives. Even then the mother still loves her child no matter how many mistakes that child makes. Maha Singh, tu mainu puchya, will you forgive me? Maha Singh, you're already forgiven. Maha Singh, tu Badava likhya siga. But main te kade tenu Badava nahi ditya. You're the one that wrote the Badava, but I never said it from my side. You're the one that broke the connection from your side, but I never broke that connection with you. I still love you. You're saying, forgive me, take me back? Maha Singh, you were always mine. Maha Singh, you're still mine and you will always be mine. Maha Singh, ask for anything. Anything. What do you want? Do you want to rule this world? Name anything that you want, I'll give it to you. You know what Maha Singh asked for? They said, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, rip up this Badava. That I'm not your Sikh, you're not my Guru. Rip it up. Guru Gobind Singh Ji take that Badava out of the kamar kasa, they rip it into small pieces, throw it in the air. And they say, Tutti Gandhi. That connection that had broken is reformed. By Maha Singh Ji, they close their eyes and they are liberated. Along with by Maha Singh, the Chalih Singhs that fought in the battle of Muktsar Sahib, they got liberation as well. Chalih Mukte teaches us that our mistakes don't define us, but our willingness to reconnect with our Guru does. No matter how many mistakes we make, our Guru feels our inner pain. Our Guru never turns their back on us. Where we might turn our back to our Guru, but our Guru never turns their back on us. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they love us. Guru Gobind Singh Ji cried, not for their family, but they cried for their beloved Sikhs. Guru Gobind Singh Ji cried for us. Sangat Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji cried for us. They never shed a tear for their Sahibzade. They never shed a tear for Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji. They never shed a tear for their mother, but they shed tears for us. They love us. There's no end to Guru Gobind Singh Ji's love for their Sikhs. The core teaching for this month is in the first pankti that Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji shared with us. Maagh majan sang sadhua turi kar isnan. In the month of Maagh, we need to cleanse ourselves. But what is it exactly that we need to cleanse? And how do we cleanse ourselves? Just like we take a shower, we take a bath every single day, so that we don't get all sorts of infections. Just like that, we need to cleanse our mind. But how do we cleanse our mind? Turi kar isnan. Cleanse our mind with the dust of the feet of the Saadh Sangat. The Saadh Sangat that is here right now. What does it mean to bathe in the dust of the feet of the Saadh Sangat? It means to serve the Saadh Sangat. Because by serving, by doing seva, it humbles our mind. And the dirt that we've accumulated over lifetimes of ego, of arrogance, of jealousy, of envy, of hatred, all of this dirt, this filth, starts to wash away as we serve the Saadh Sangat. Our minds become humble and our hearts become receptive to Guru's grace. This inner transformation from ego to humility is the true Maagh Isnan, is the true bath that we can take in the month of Maagh. So then how can we serve the Sangat and how can we get the dust from the feet of the Saadh Sangat? One way to do that is to clean the shoes, the jode that are outside, to clean the shoes of the Saadh Sangat. Do jode andi seva. Because when we do that, that act of cleaning makes our ego fall, it grounds us. And that ego is then reduced and humility then grows. And this is how we can bathe in the dust of the feet of the Saadh Sangat. Guru Arjan Dev Sai Ji, they tell us, in Sukhmani Sahib, they say, Apas ko jo jana nicha, so ganiya sabte ucha. Apas ko jo jana nicha, the one that thinks of themselves as the lowest of the low, not from like a low confidence or low esteem, self-esteem perspective, but nicha here means someone that acts from a place of, doesn't act from a place of ego or arrogance, but acts from a place of humility. So ganiya sabte ucha, that person is the highest of the high. Those that humble themselves by letting go of pride, they are the ones that are the greatest among all. Maagh majan sang sadhua turi kar isnan. This pankti is so beautiful because it redefines purity. Purity of the mind doesn't come from bathing with water. Purity of mind comes when we become humble. And we become humble by coming into the Saadh Sangat and by serving the Saadh Sangat. And the Chalih Mukte, they put this teaching into action by letting go of their ego, letting go of their guman, their ahankar, their pride, and surrendering their mind and deciding to serve Guruji and going into the battlefield. They sacrificed themselves before the Mughal army could even go even one step closer to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. They let go of themselves. Har ka naam te aaye son sabna no kardan. Har meaning WhyGuru, Nam meaning the name of God, WhyGuru. Te aaye means to meditate, means to focus, Sona. This is why we did the Simran initially, because here Guru Arjan Dev Sai Ji is saying, Har ka naam te aaye, meditate, focus. How do we focus? By Sona, by listening to ourselves saying WhyGuru. When we do that, then our thoughts that are taking our mind all over the place, they start to come together and we start to then focus on ourselves saying WhyGuru. And it's okay if our mind starts to go in different thoughts. Just keep on bringing your mind back to the sound of yourself saying WhyGuru. And it's very beneficial if we do Simran within the Saadh Sangat. And Dan, sabna means everyone. Sabna no kar dan. Dan means it's like a gift. It's something that we give automatically without even having to think about it. So what is the biggest dan that we can get? Dana sir dan, naam dan. The biggest dan, the biggest gift, the biggest blessing that we can get from our Guru is the blessing of Naam, of the remembrance of WhyGuru. Remembrance of WhyGuru means having awareness of WhyGuru when we speak, having awareness of WhyGuru when we're listening, having awareness of WhyGuru in each and every action that we do, having awareness of WhyGuru, having WhyGuru in the forefront before we act, before we react. That's what it means to remember WhyGuru. It's not just sitting down and saying WhyGuru, WhyGuru, WhyGuru. It's bringing WhyGuru into our mind. Remembering WhyGuru before we say anything to anyone, before we hurt anyone. Just like a flower that spreads its fragrance effortlessly, when someone connects with WhyGuru, their inner light, their joy shines effortlessly as well. And being in their presence uplifts us. Who here has ever experienced the company of saintly beings? Raise your hand if you've ever been in the company of Mahapurkhs. Being in their presence just uplifts us. Just like when we come into the presence of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, we might have come, thinking that, oh, it's too cold, I don't want to go. It's too much effort, forget it. But the moment you entered, and the moment you came into the sanctuary of your Guru, everything changed. That fragrance that Guru Granth Sahib Ji is giving us, that uplifted us, uplifted our minds, and we feel a lot better now. We feel a lot more motivated. We feel a lot more positive now. Maharaj say, Janam karam mal utra mante jaye guman. In this way, Janam meaning lifetimes. Karam is the actions that we have done. Mal it means filth. The filthy actions, meaning actions that were done from a place of ego, from a place of arrogance, from a place of jealousy. These actions, mal utra, they are the dirt, the filth of these actions are removed when we serve the Saadh Sangat, when we remember WhyGuru, when we keep WhyGuru in the forefront, we have sweet speech, our actions reflect compassion and humility. Our thoughts reflect humility and compassion. And when that happens, mante jai guman, the egotistical pride that was in our mind, taking over us, keeping us away from WhyGuru, guman, it goes away. It doesn't bother us anymore. Maharaj tell us the importance of Saadh Sangat. Why should we even bother coming into the Saadh Sangat? What is the importance? Why have we come here today? Guru Granth Sahib Ji, they tell us, Mehma sadhu sang ki sunaho mere meeta. They're saying, listen to the glory of the Saadh Sangat. What happens? What benefit do we get when we come into the Saadh Sangat? When we come into the Saadh Sangat, Maharaj say, Mail koi kot aghare nirmal pai cheeta. The filth of our actions that are keeping us away from WhyGuru, the filth of actions that came from a place of ego, that came from a place of arrogance, that came from a place of pride, that were keeping us away from that connection with WhyGuru. And all the sins, the millions of mistakes and the millions of sins that we've made, they all go away. They all get washed away. Nirmalapaichita, our mind becomes pure. When we come into the Saadh Sangat, Pingul Parpat Par Pare Khal Chatur Bakita. Even a crippled person that cannot even walk, with the support of the Saadh Sangat, with the right company, the right environment, the right motivation, the right encouragement, even that person who has no ability to walk, even that person is able to climb over the mountain. Look at the amazingness of the Saadh Sangat. The Saadh Sangat uplifts us. Someone that is foolish, Khal Chatur Bakita. That person that is foolish becomes wise in the company of the Saadh Sangat. If we feel disconnected, then Saadh Sangat can rekindle that bond with our Guru and bring us back, just as my Pa Kaurji did, brought the Chalih Mukte back to our Guru, to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Lying on the ground of the battlefield, Guru Gobind Singh Ji find my Pa Kaurji as well. And my Pa Kaurji, they asked Guru Gobind Singh Ji, did you forgive the Singhs? Did you forgive all of them? And Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they say to my Pa Kaurji, I didn't just forgive them, I've liberated them. They're forever mine. And Sangat Ji, we are forever Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Guru Gobind Singh Ji's sons and daughters, whether we believe it or not, Guru Gobind Singh Ji love us immensely, which is why they've brought us here in their company today. They love us so much. Maharaj going to say, Kaam krodh na mohiya binasya lobh swan. Kaam krodh na mohiya. Kaam meaning desires, the endless cycle of desires. One desire gets fulfilled, then another one comes. It's like ongoing cycle. It just never comes to an end. Krodh, anger. Na mohiya. It doesn't entice us anymore. It reduces day by day. What transformation do we see within ourselves when we come into the Saadh Sangat, when we serve the Saadh Sangat? What transformation do we see? Calm desires are replaced with discipline. The endless desires that are uncontrollable, they get replaced by discipline. We have control over our mind. More, the attachment that we have to this world, the attachment that we have to the people of this world, the attachment that we have to the materialistic things, to the point that if we lose anything, that attachment is so unhealthy that we can get mental health diseases. That attachment is unhealthy. The attachment that a mother has to a child in a loving way is a healthy attachment. That mother needs that attachment, the father needs that attachment, so the child grows in a healthy environment. That's fine. But when that attachment becomes too much and we start to hold our children back because of that attachment, that is toxic. That attachment is replaced by love. That anger is replaced by birras. And lobh, the greed, is replaced by patience and contentment. When we are surrounded by the Saadh Sangat, when we serve the Saadh Sangat, Benasa lob swan. Swan here means dog. It's a metaphor signifying greed because of the endless cravings that a dog has that are not fulfilled. In us, what is that greed? Wanting more money, so we sacrifice family time. Binge watching TV shows, binge watching movies. One we finish and then we move on to the next one. We finish one TV show, we move on to the next one. That is greed working in us. Wanting to eat more and more, even though we're not hungry, but we still see something delicious in front of us, and we want to keep on eating more. That is greed. But when we come into the Saadh Sangat, the impact of greed starts to reduce as well. Sacha marg chaldeya ustat kare jahan. When we walk on the path of truth, sacha meaning truth, marg meaning path, chaldeya means to walk. When we walk on the path of truth, it means we follow Gurbani. We get up at Amrit Vela, we do Ishnan, we read Gurbani, we do sermon, Uttanam Jap, Guru Granth Sahib Ji tell us. Have compassion in our thoughts, have compassion in our actions, in our words. Think before we react. Having positivity in our mind, this is walking on the path of truth. Looking at the world through the lens of our Guru, through the lens of Gurbani, is walking on the path of truth. Those that walk on the path of truth, Ustad meaning praises, Kare Jahan, Jahan meaning the whole world. The whole world praises those beings. Look at the Chalih Mukte, they're the prime example. When they left the fort, the Killa of Anandapur Sahib, their families and the Singhs themselves were very ashamed. They felt very shameful for leaving Guru Gobind Singh Ji in the middle of the battle. By not following Guru's hukam, they left the path of truth. But when they came back and decided to rejoin, rekindle their bond with Guru Gobind Singh Ji and fought in the battle of Muktsar, they started walking on the path of truth, because standing with Guru Gobind Singh Ji in righteousness, who are the form of Akal Purkh themselves, standing with Guru Gobind Singh Ji in righteousness is standing with truth itself. And because they stood with truth, because they fought for the truth, we still remember them till today. We still talk about them till today. Ustad kare jahan. The whole world talks about them. Atsat tirat sagal pon ji daya parvan. If we have compassion in our thoughts, in our words, in our actions, if we look at everyone else, just like with the compassion that Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji had for everyone, when we look at each other with the same compassion that Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji had for everyone, then that is way more beneficial than bathing in Atsat Tirat. Atsat meaning 68, Tirat meaning pilgrimages. Serving our family, serving our friends, serving our community, serving humanity with compassion is the biggest Tirat, is the biggest pilgrimage that we can go on. Tol Taram, Daya Kaput, Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji remind us every single day in Japji Sahib. They say Daya, compassion, is the mother of Taram, the mother of righteousness. Just like without a mother, there is no child. Without Daya, without compassion, there is no righteousness, there is no Taram. That's why having compassion within ourselves and others, having compassion within ourselves for ourselves and others is the greatest Tirath we can go to, is the greatest pilgrimage we can go to. Jisno deva daya kar soi purkh sujan. Whoever gets this blessing, Jisno deva. Who gets this blessing? Dayakar, whoever WhyGuru is merciful upon, whoever WhyGuru feels mercy for, soi purkh sujan. That person that WhyGuru is merciful for, that purkh is sujan. That purkh becomes wise. Jina milya prab apna, Nanak tin kurban. Kurban means to sacrifice yourself. Jina milya, those that have reunited with prab apna referring to WhyGuru, Nanak tin kurban, I'm a sacrifice to those beings. Chalih Mukte, they're reunited with Guru Gobind Singh Ji, who are the embodiment of Akal Purkh themselves, through complete surrender, through sacrifice in the battle of Muktsar. They reunited with Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji honored them as the highest of the high. commemorating their humility, commemorating their sacrifice, commemorating their courage, their loyalty to Guru Gobind Singh Ji even till their last breath. Maharaj go on to say, Maagh suche se kandiya hai jin pura gur meherwan. Who is suchiyar in the month of Maagh? Who is sucha? Who is pure in the month of Maagh? Se kandiya hai. Kandiya hai means known to be. Those beings in the month of Maagh, those beings are known to be suchiyar, known to be pure. Jin pura, pura means complete, perfect. Gur meaning Guru Granth Sahib Ji, our Guru, Meherwan, the one that the perfect Guru is merciful upon. This purity doesn't come from ritualistic bathing, rather it comes from the remembrance of WhyGuru in our minds. The remembrance of WhyGuru when we speak, when the remembrance of WhyGuru when we act. When we act, when we speak, we have sweet speech. When we act, when we do any actions, we have compassion and humility in our actions. Maharaj tell us, Suche eh na aakhi hai, bain je pinda toye. We don't become pure by just washing our body. Suche sei nanaka jin man vasya soy. Those people are truly pure that have WhyGuru residing in their mind, that have WhyGuru residing in their thoughts, that have WhyGuru residing in their speech, that have WhyGuru residing in their actions. They have sweet speech. Mit bolada ji har sajjan swami mora. Ho sambal tak kijiyo kade na bolla koda. My WhyGuru doesn't even know any word of bitterness. Koda bol na jana, puran Bhagwan hai. Augan ko na chitare. He doesn't know any bitter words. Onu ta pata vi nahi, kode shabd pata hi nahi WhyGuru nu. If that's the case, then why are we talking bitterly? Then why don't we have sweet speech for each and every person? When we have sweetness on our tongue, when we have compassion and humility reflected in our actions, that's when we know that we're really close to WhyGuru. In summary, Sangat Ji, yes, we have finally come to the end. In summary, Maagh signifies that no matter how many mistakes that we've made, no matter how much we feel that we cannot show our face to our Guru, no matter how much we feel that we cannot come into the Saadh Sangat because we feel ashamed, we feel unworthy of even coming into the Saadh Sangat, no matter how much we feel that way, our Guru always forgives us. And the truth is, our Guru is always forgiving and always compassionate. It's never too late to come to the Sangat. It's never too late to start serving the Sangat, to start serving humanity. And we remember Chalih Mukte in the month of Maagh because it's a powerful reminder that the path of Sikhi isn't rigid. The path of Sikhi isn't unforgiving. The path of Sikhi is deeply rooted in love, in compassion, and humility. And if we make a mistake, honestly, it's not the end of the world, people. It's not the end of the world. If we remember Maharaj with a pure heart, then Maharaj forgive us. The sakhi of the Chalih Mukte teaches us that our mistakes don't define us, but our willingness to reconnect with our Guru does. And just as my Pa, Kaur Ji, rallied up all the Singhs and motivated them to fight in the battle against the Mughal army, the power of the Saadh Sangat can mend broken bonds and bring us back to the path of truth, can bring us back to our Guru. And Sikhi isn't about never falling, by the way. Sikhi isn't about never falling. It's about having courage to own up to our mistakes and getting back up and returning to our Guru. So Sangat Ji, these are the teachings for the month of Maagh. And please forgive me as I've made several mistakes. Deho sajana sisaniya Jehovah Sahib se umel. WhyGuru Ji ka khalsa. WhyGuru Ji ki fateh.